Begum Khaleda Zia, a name etched in golden letters in the political history of Bangladesh. Begum Khaleda Zia's political journey is a story of democratic transformation, from a homemaker to a fiery symbol of resistance against military rule and a leading advocate of democratic reform. Under her leadership, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party (BNP) emerged as the country's largest political forces, shaped by a blend of nationalism, economic liberalization, and Islamic nationalist alliances. Begum Khaleda Zia was born on August 15, 1945, in a respected family in Jalpaiguri, then part of undivided India, and was named Khaleda Khanum Putul. Few could have imagined that this young woman would one day become the first female Prime Minister of independent Bangladesh. In 1960, she married young army officer Ziaur Rahman. During the difficult days of the 1971 Liberation War, she stood by her husband and was detained by the Pakistani occupying forces. Her political life began in earnest after the tragic assassination of President Ziaur Rahman on May 30, 1981. Stepping forward from domestic life, she took the reins of the BNP and entered national politics. During the autocratic rule of Hussein Mohammad Irshad, Begum Khaleda Zia emerged as a powerful symbol of protest. Despite being placed under house arrest 7 times, she refused to bow. Under her leadership, the historic mass uprising of 1990 led to the fall of authoritarian rule, reopened the path to multi-party democracy in Bangladesh. In 1991, Begum Khaleda Zia was sworn in as Bangladesh's first female Prime Minister. She restored parliamentary democracy and introduced free and compulsory education for girls, a reform that has transformed the lives of millions of women across the country. Returning to power in 2001, she brought renewed momentum to the national economy. Rural electrification expanded nationwide, export and remittances reached record levels, and poverty rates declined under her administration. In 2018, Begum Khaleda Zia was imprisoned in what her party described as politically motivated cases filed by the then Awami League government. This marked one of the most difficult periods of her life. Prolonged imprisonment, illness, and political persecution failed to break her resolve. She was released in August 2024 following a mass uprising led by students and citizens. Begum Khaleda Zia remains the central figure of nationalist political forces in the country, from a homemaker to a 3-time Prime Minister, from a leading voice against autocracy to a key architect of democratic transition. Begum Khaleda Zia is not merely a political leader, she is a legend in the political history of Bangladesh. Sheikh Saadi, Bangladesh Betar. Betar, broadcasting on the morning of Thursday, the 12th of Agrohayan, the 5th of Jamidi Seni, and November the 27th. The news read by Sheikh Saadi. First, the headlines. Full text of ICT verdict sentencing Sheikh Hasina and Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal to death published. Convicts can appeal within 30 days. Verdict in Purbachal plot scam cases against Sheikh Hasina and 47 others be announced today. CEC reiterates to hold fair and neutral polls, pledges to prevent any attempt to foil upcoming election. EC lifts region-based deadline for expatriate voters registration. Expatriates can register till December 18th. Death toll in Hong Kong fire rises to at least 44, 279 still missing. And Bangladesh take on Ireland in first T20 of 3-match series at Chattogram today. Now, the details. The International Crimes Tribunal 1 has released the full text of its 453-page judgment that convicted and sentenced ousted former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and former Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal to death for crimes against humanity committed during the July mass uprising. Confirming this to Bangladesh সংবাদ সংস্থা BSS, Advocate Jaid bin Amjad, counsel for former Inspector General of Police Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun, who became an approver in the case, said he has received a copy of the full verdict. The convicts must file their appeals within 30 days from yesterday. The ICT-1 on 17th of this month pronounced the judgment against the three, holding them guilty under the doctrine of superior command responsibility. Meanwhile, a process is underway to serve Interpol police notice against fugitive death sentence awardee Sheikh Hasina and Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal in a case of crimes against humanity. Officials at the police headquarters informed this. It said the process is underway following the verdict of the International Crimes Tribunal 1 that sentenced Sheikh Hasina and Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal to death for ordering a crackdown on the student-led July uprising last year. The verdict in 3 separate cases filed by the Anti-Corruption Commission against 47 persons, including ousted former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, her son Shajib Wajid Joy and daughter Syed Saima Wajid Putul, on charges of obtaining Purbachal New Town project abusing power, will be announced today. Judge Muhammad Abdullah Al Mamun of Dhaka's Special Judges Court 5 is expected to announce the verdict. Chief Election Commissioner AMM Nasiruddin has reaffirmed the Election Commission's commitment to ensuring a free, fair and neutral national election. He was talking to newsmen after inspecting election preparedness and training activities of Border Guard Bangladesh BGB at BGB headquarters at Pilkhana in the capital yesterday. The CC said any attempts to resist the polls would be faced collectively with the support of the people, voters and the media. AMM Nasiruddin praised the role of law enforcement agencies, noting that their extensive election-related training, including that of BGB, police and ANSA, will significantly enhance their performance during polling duties and contribute to delivering a fair election to the nation. Later, the CEC held a views exchange meeting with BGB members of all ranks. During the meeting, he provided strategic guidance to BGB personnel deployed for election duties. According to BGB, a total of 1,210 platoons of the force will be deployed nationwide for election duties. BGB personnel will be on duty in all upojilas except Shondip, Hatia and Kutubdia and will operate independently in 60 out of 115 border upojilas. The Election Commission has decided to lift the deadline for voter registration of Bangladesh expatriates. Through this announcement, expatriates will now be able to register from anywhere in the world at any time. Expatriates Bangladeshis will be able to register for vote by postal ballot till December 18. EC Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed informed this to newsmen at the Election Commission's conference room at Agargaon in the capital yesterday. Home Advisor Lieutenant General retired Mohammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhry has said the government has appointed superintendents of police SPs to all 64 districts through a lottery-based system introduced as part of the election time administrative arrangements. He informed this to the newsmen at the Secretariat yesterday. The Home Advisor said no qualified officer was excluded during the selection process. He said the lottery system was conducted exactly as planned. The government created 3 categories, A, B and C, not based on district size but on the prevailing law and order situation. The Home Ministry issued a Gazette notification today announcing the new postings. This is Bangladesh Betar giving you the news. This news will also be available on our website at www.betar.gov.bd. The Fire Service and Civil Defence has formed a 5-member committee to probe the devastating fire into Coral slum in the capital's Tejkau area. The committee has been asked to submit the investigation report within 15 working days. The committee has been tasked with finding out the cause behind the fire and ascertaining the losses caused by the blaze. Bangladesh Public Service Commission BPSC has published the final results of the 45th BCS examination. The results published last night. A total of 1,807 candidates have been recommended for appointment to various cadres. The death toll in a fire that engulfed several high-rise apartment buildings in Hong Kong has risen to at least 44. The fire department said this morning that 40 people died at the scene and 4 others died in hospitals. Police say 279 people are still missing. There are reports that some residents were trapped in the building. The injured were sent to hospitals, and among those, 45 are in a serious condition. Authorities said the blaze broke out at the Wang Fu Court housing complex in the afternoon yesterday. 3 men have been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter connected to the fire, and an investigation has been launched. 2 U.S. National Guard troops have been shot near the White House. Police said a lone gunman opened fire on guardsmen last night, and he was also shot during the incident. The mayor of Washington, D.C. said the incident was a targeted shooting. U.S. President Donald Trump said the 2 National Guardsmen were critically wounded and being treated in 2 separate hospitals. Cricket, and Bangladesh will take on Ireland in the first T20 of the 3-match series at Chattogram today. The match is scheduled to start at 6 p.m. Bangladesh Betar will air the running commentary of the match. Football, and Malaysia defeated Bangladesh by 1-0 in the inaugural match of the Women's Tri-Nation Series at Dhaka National Stadium last night. Dhaka Meteorological Office says the low-pressure area over southwest Bay of Bengal and adjoining Sri Lanka coast intensified into a well-marked low over same area at 6 a.m. yesterday. It is likely to move north-northwesterly direction and intensify further. The depression over Strait of Malacca and adjoining area intensified into a deep depression first, then into a cyclonic storm Senior over same area at 6 a.m. yesterday. It is likely to move westwards direction. All fishing boats and trawlers over North Bay have been advised not to venture into the deep sea till further notice. Meanwhile, forecast valid till 1 tonight this afternoon says there is no inland river port warning and no signal is to be wasted. To end the news, the main points once again. Full text of ICT verdict sentencing Sheikh Hasina and Asaduzaman Khan Kamal to death published. Convicts can appeal within 30 days. Verdict in Purbachal plot scam cases against Sheikh Hasina and 47 others be announced today. CEC reiterates to hold fair and neutral polls, pledges to prevent any attempts to foil upcoming election. EC lifts region-based deadline for expatriate voter registration. Expatriates can register till December 18th. Death toll in Hong Kong fire rises to at least 44, 279 still missing. And Bangladesh take on Ireland in first T20 of 3-match series at Chattogram today. That's the end of the news. This news will also be available on our website at www.betar.gov.bt. Our next bulletin will be at 9 this morning in Bangla.
বাংলাদেশ বেতার ঢাকা। এখন শুনবেন জুলাই গণ অভ্যুত্থানের গান। শিল্পী মিজান মাহমুদ রাজীব ও সহশিল্পীবৃন্দ। গানের কথা সাজিয়েছেন শফিকুল ইসলাম বাহার, সুর দিয়েছেন উজ্জ্বল সিনহা।